Hey there, Mountaineer fans, and welcome into our first installment of talking about preseason for the 2014-15 school year. Today we're kicking it off with the men's soccer team. I'm joined by three senior Mountaineer members. From right to left, we've got Sean Wright, Brendan Shea, and Tommy Youngblood. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
I mean, you guys have got 1 week of preseason under your belt. You've got about 5 more days of training before your first opening games at the Linden State Tournament. How are you guys feeling, Sean?
Feeling good. A lot of guys have stepped it up. A lot of the upperclassmen stepped it up. So a lot of the freshmen are playing hard. We're looking strong coming in. Excited.
Brendan, who do you think on this team has raised the most eyebrows so far in the preseason, whether it be one of the more seasoned guys or one of the newer guys on the team?
I think Marcus came back really well. Great ball work and stuff like that. He's moving the ball well as a team. Eric is always doing well. He's doing good. I think everyone's working really well.
Tommy, how well do you think the team has handled the workouts and training that you guys have done so far?
I think we've done pretty well so far. We've had a couple injuries, just little nicks and stuff. Pretty normal stuff for preseason coming in. We've been dealing with pretty well. I would say we come in alright shape, considering the situation with the coaches and everything. So I think we've handled the workouts pretty well so far.
Sean, let's keep on that topic. You know, this is your 4th year for Southern Vermont. You're going to be playing under first-year head coach Joe Baia, who's going to be your 3rd coach in your time here. Compare this preseason to those of the past, and how is it different? How is it the same? How do you think it's better for the team?
I'd say it's different than the last two completely. Just a lot more intense, a lot more focused in everything we do. As soon as we step on the field, as soon as we get in the locker room, we're just a lot more focused. Energy level from dynamic to the end of the practice is always high and intense. So it's just complete turnaround, 360 from last year and the year before.
Brendan, if this team has a great amount of success, what do you think you'd be able to point to as being the one thing that led you guys there?
Definitely think it starts with the coaching. Joe's done a great job with us, Coach Joe. Just the focus that he's brought to us, his philosophies of the game, the way he tells us how to do things. He's a very good coach. I really think he's going to bring us pretty far in the season, especially in the conference.
Tommy, do you think this team is 100% where it wants to be right now, or how much more work do you have to do to get there?
Absolutely not. We have a long way to go, and everyone on the team knows that. We've done well these first 2 scrimmages that we've had, but we know as a team that we have a long ways to go. Defensively, we've been working hard. But we still have a lot of stuff to work on offensively and in the middle, and even defensively we still have to work. So we're not even close to being where we want to be yet.
Sean, Tommy mentioned the defense, and you guys have been pretty strong so far this preseason. As he mentioned, the 2 exhibition matches that you've had so far, you guys have been pretty solid. Do you think that you'll be able to carry that into wins throughout the season?
Absolutely. I mean, we've just been working so good as a unit, our back four, just communicating. We just understand the game so much more with Coach Joe and Coach Greg's help that I think we'll be able to come out with a lot of clean sheets or very little amount of goals.
Brendan, what are you most looking forward to this season?
I was definitely excited to be a senior, hoping to have a really good season, definitely make the playoffs, hopefully go farther than that. I'm just excited, it's my senior year. Can't be more excited about it.
Tommy, what can the Mountaineer fans expect to see out of this group, when they go up to Everett Field to watch a home game or watch your away games online, or etc.?
A completely different team than last year. A team that's more dedicated, to each other as well. We're more than a team, we're more like a family already. So when the fans come and watch us, they'll see that, and they'll see that we're always on each other and we're always picking each other up. We're always working 100%, no plays off or anything like that. It's just going to be a completely different team than what it has been.
Gentlemen, if you wanted to offer any sort of expectation, league playoffs, are you in or are you out?
Oh, we're in.
Definitely in.
That's what we like to hear. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be right back in just a second with head coach Joe Baia, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Mountaineer fans, welcome back to Men's Soccer Talking About Preseason. I am joined right now by first-year head coach Joe Baia. Joe, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So you guys have 1 week of preseason under your belts. You've got about 4 or 5 more training sessions to go before your opening games at the Linden State Tournament this weekend. How do you think things are going so far?
I've been extremely pleased with the amount of buy-in that we've had as a team. I've been truly impressed with the work ethic and the drive of the guys with me coming in and in such a short time, that transition. And I think that's a great foundation for us in building the team culture and doing things the right way here in terms of the program. And I think that's what I'm most excited about going into the season so far.
Now talk about that transition going from being an assistant coach at the University of Rochester to your first head coaching job at a collegiate post. How have you been doing so far with that?
I think it's been, for the most part, pretty seamless. It's been very time-consuming, which I expected, but it's also been exciting. I've got a lot of drive, and I'm really hungry to do this. And I couldn't be more excited to be here and to be leading Southern Vermont soccer. And I'm really lucky that I had a valuable experience as an assistant in both places I worked, and I think those tools that I've learned from the programs and the coaches that I've worked under are going to help us succeed here as a program.
Now you were hired fairly late in the summer, and you didn't really have a chance to bring in any of your own guys. You've only known this group for about a little over a week or so, save for some phone calls and you went and made once you got the job. How have you adjusted to getting to know a new group of guys and relate to them how you want to play the game?
I think it goes along with what you asked me first. I couldn't have been more surprised at how quickly I feel that we've connected as a group and how quickly we've bought in. I mean, we went through our defensive training block in the first week, spent 4 days just working on defensive organization, and they've done extremely well with it. Let up 1 goal in two tests so far in preseason, which, in comparison to where the boys were at last year, I think from most of the feedback I've received, they feel confident in it. And, that's what I'm confident in. If they're confident in it, then that means we're confident in it, and that means, we'll believe in it and stick to it throughout the season.
Now, do you think this team is at 100% where you want it to be right now? And if not, is it going to take 1 more week, 1 more month? Are you going to be ready come your first game or come the first game in the league schedule?
I think we've definitely got a long way to go. We've made small strides, and I think it's important to note that we have done well in the first handful of days, but in meetings with the guys that we just had in the past couple days, it's important that they understand that we do have a long way to go, and we're not playing for the first 2 weeks of the season. We're playing for October and November, and I think we need to be in top shape come that time. So we need to make sure that our direction and our motivation stays driven toward our end goal of being a playoff team and making some noise once we get there.
So you think you're in? You think you guys can make the playoffs? 3 guys I talked to just moments ago all said that they're confident you're going to be there.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident in that fact. I think we're going to come out organized, we're going to come out hungry, and I think we're going to believe that we can get it done together, without a doubt.
Now, what do you think Mountaineer fans will expect to see when they come to the games up at Everett Field on the SVC campus?
Well, I don't know what they'll expect to see, but I think I can tell them what they might see. We're going to be extremely organized and disciplined all year long in the way that we act individually and as a team. And we're going to be hungry and fight for every minute. We don't have a lot of guys, so most of our guys are going to be playing 90. We're going to be fit and ready to take on that responsibility, and I think there's going to be a lot of success opportunities for us because of our defensive organization.
Very good. Well, it all sounds great, Joe. Thanks for joining us today. The Mountaineers, as mentioned, start this weekend at the Linden State Kickoff Tournament. You guys are playing the hosting Hornets on Saturday at 1 p.m. and then you take on Vermont Tech on Sunday at 2:30. Home opener is next Saturday, September 6th, when they host UMaine Fort Kent, and then the Mountaineers open up the NECC schedule with an away game at Daniel Webster College on Saturday, October 4th at 3 p.m. Joe, once again, thanks for joining us today, and good luck with the season.
Thanks, Mike.